Hi, welcome back to Sweets and Beyond. My name is Ida, and today we're going to be doing something very special. It is going to be stewed beans, habichuela guisada from scratch. Here I have a 12-ounce pack of dried pink beans that I soaked them overnight. After I soaked them, I rinsed the water so they're nice and a little bit tough. So these are the ingredients we're going to be using. We're going to be using 1 whole green bell pepper cut in chunks, a bunch, maybe 2-3 stems of cilantro. This is half a cup of pumpkin or calabaza, half a cup of sofrito. So if you want to know how to make this sofrito, I'll put the link down below in the about section. About a 1/4 cup of olives with pimentos. These are 2 cloves of garlic. This is about half a cup of smoked ham with, my hands are clean, with the bone. This is what's going to give it the nice flavor. We have 2 cans of tomato sauce, salt, oregano, cumin, and sazon. This is my own sazon that I make, sort of like Goya or Knorr. So if you want to know how to make this, I will put the link down below. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, remember, these beans have been soaking overnight. I rinsed them because they give off like a little color. So we want them nice and rinsed. And when you get them, they're not this big, but they, with the soaking. So here I have 8 cups of water, and I'm going to place them in here. So remember, this is 12 ounces. It was a package of 12 ounces of dried pink beans. And I'm putting 8 cups of water. And the green bell pepper that I cut up in chunks, we're just going to place that in here. It doesn't matter that it's big chunks. We're going to take those out. So now I'm going to put this on the stove. I'm going to bring it to a boil. And then I'm going to lower the heat to, my stove goes from 0 to 10. So I'm going to start it at a 7 or 8 until it boils. Then I'm going to lower it to a 3 or medium low. I'm going to cover it medium low for at least 45 minutes until the bean has a little bit of give. We don't want to totally cook them through because we have several other steps to do. So we'll be back when these are done. Okay, so the beans are now boiling. And if you noticed, I did not add any salt to this. They say that if you, when you start with dried beans, that if you put salt, they'll toughen up and they'll never soften. So I don't put any salt in them. Also, they once told me too that if you put green peppers, it'll help soften them faster. So that's why I only put green pepper at this stage. So now we're going to lower the flame to a 3 or medium low. And don't worry about this foam. It's a natural occurrence when you do beans, so you can just remove it if you want. So at this point we're going to cover it, and we're going to let it sit here at medium low for at least 30 minutes. We're going to come back and check it at 30 minutes. Okay, so it was approximately 30 minutes, and I'm going to show you how they cut, if I can get one. See how nice and tender they are? This is what we need. So at this point, you're not gonna make, I mean, if you have a big family or if you have a big, dinner, of course you can make a whole pot of this. But what I do is I portion them out. Like a can of beans is 16 ounces, which is 2 cups. So I just measure out 2 cups in a plastic container, sealable container. I let it cool, and then I pop them in the freezer. So you have your own fresh beans whenever. So, okay, I'm not going to use this whole, I should use this whole pot. I'm going to cook this whole pot of beans. But first we have to make the sofrito. So I'm going to switch around the pots. Here you go. So in this pot, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. Just a little. See, not even a tablespoon. And we're going to put in the ham. We want the ham to be nice and brown. So this will take a few minutes. So we'll be back when this is brown. Can you see how nice and brown it is? Now we're gonna add it's about half a cup of sofrito in here. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Now we're gonna add all the garlic, the big chunks. It's okay. See, and you see on the bottom before it was all stuck, and once I added the sofrito, all those little brown bits came up to the sofrito. So now we're going to cook this with the cilantro, and we're going to read until everything is nice and cooked, and then we will be back. So now that it's nice and dark, we're going to add the 2 cans. Each can is 8 ounces. So remember, it's a lot of beans that we're cooking today. So we're going to mix this. Then we're going to add about a teaspoon of oregano, about a teaspoon also of cumin, my own sazon, again about a teaspoon or to taste. Going to add the 1/4 cup of the olives, and now we're gonna stir this around, and we're gonna let this cook for a few minutes before adding it to the beans. So I just heated through. This is like the base for the beans. So now I'm just gonna place them in here. Sorry, I don't know if you can see it. Very awkward to work this way, but I'll finish scraping off this one. So what we do is we're just going to mix it in, and those big peppers, you can take them out, or if you like them, you can eat them too. Look, doesn't that look amazing? Look at that. So now we're going to heat this until boiling. Oh, I forgot a part. My pumpkin. This is just a yellow squash, orange pumpkin that I just cut up in cubes, and I cut off the skin. Well, a lot of people like the skin on them, so but it's your option. So now we're just gonna let this boil until the pumpkin is cooked. One thing I forgot. We have to taste it for salt because we haven't added any salt to it. And it does need a little bit of salt. So this is maybe a teaspoon, 2 big pinches of salt. So we're just gonna stir this around, and we're gonna check it for salt again. Yeah, it needs a little bit more. So just adjust it to salt to your taste. Okay, so we'll be back when this is done. So here it is, the finished product. I had it boiling at medium low for about 30 minutes for everything to get all nice and soft. This is the pumpkin right here. Look how beautiful this looks. The peppers, the onions, the sofrito. Everything is melded together. So if you like this recipe, please click like and subscribe to my channel. Buen Provecho. And you know I have to try it. Ooh, get a big piece. Oh my goodness. Definitely try it.